Today's showdown is on the best digital resource in a social studies classroom. Are you looking for video with integrated questions? Nearpod has it. Are you looking for opportunities for virtual field trips? Nearpod has it. Are you looking for class discussion options? Nearpod has those. Are you looking for new star item types? Nearpod has it. Are you looking for gamified assessment opportunities? Nearpod has it. Nearpod, in fact, has all of these things and more. Nearpod is the single best digital resource for a social studies classroom. Walk with me as I show you all the different options. So I want to start off at the beginning of a unit where you want to hook them into thinking about the topics they're going to grapple with. There are two ways you can do this. One is with polling the class, and the other is a collaborate board. With a poll, you're merely asking them some questions to see where they stand on an issue before they've really learned the ins and outs of a topic. So you pose a question, they answer yes or no, agree, disagree, or somewhere in the middle. And that just gets that spark of discussion started in your classroom. You can also do it in a different way. It's called a collaborate board. You pose a question, you might include an image to go with it, and down at the bottom, they're going to respond to that prompt, and they're going to curate their thoughts together to compare and contrast or add to a topic. So they can type text here at the bottom, or they can add in images, video responses, audio responses, or a GIF, and they just click this send in. And the cool thing about a collaborate board is that you can set it up to where you can monitor the responses so that they don't post just anything they want for everyone to see. You get to monitor and improve those responses beforehand just to be on the safe side. Next, we're going to move into some dynamic media options that are available in Nearpod. We're going to look at a Nearpod 3D, a VR field trip, videos with embedded questions, and a sway. The first thing is a Nearpod 3D. This is of Stonehenge. Students can click and spin this around, left, right, up, and down. They can pinch out to zoom in. They can change the perspective. They can pinch in to zoom out. The next is a virtual reality field trip. This is of the Giza pyramids. Again, pinch in and out and left and right to spin that around. Here's a video that is built into the Nearpod library, and you'll notice these little blue points are where they will stop and ask student questions to interact with the video, much like Edpuzzle. Here's something called a Microsoft Sway. You can look up history content, and you can either go from left to right or up and down, and they just find out more information about these topics. They can click on these to find out some of the major players. So it's interactive. And next we're going to move into formative assessment options. They have several activities that you can include in Nearpod. They have some draw-its, some drag and drop, Flipgrid integration, and a gamified assessment called Time to Climb. So here's a sample draw it. You have the instructions at the top. You have some keywords with numbers and letters, and then you can make those instructions go away, and the kids can use these drawing tools, highlighter, text boxes, images, eraser down here at the bottom, and they can fill out the graphic organizer. This next activity is a drag and drop activity. This is great to get students ready for those new star item types. So you have a set of instructions right here. They can expand those or minimize those with a click right here. Over here on the left side are the tiles, and students will click on those tiles and drag them into their appropriate location. The next activity is a Flipgrid topic integrated into Nearpod. This is great for students to do class discussion and share their thoughts on a topic. So you have, just looks exactly like Flipgrid. It's linked into Flipgrid. Students merely have to click Add Response, allow the camera and the microphone if prompted, and they click the record button. It'll record their response and go straight into Nearpod for you to view and grade. The next topic is gamified assessment. It's called Time to Climb, and it's set up where it looks just like a quiz. They have questions with their answer options here. And as they select their questions, they're timed if you want them to be timed, and they're racing to the top of a mountain in competition with each other. So I've moved into editing mode because I want to show you how to add some of that content and those activities in. One I want to show you is a Nearpod 3D. I'm just going to click in between these two slides. I'm going to click Add New and go to Content, and I'm going to come down to Nearpod 3D. And again, you have lots of categories, and you can scroll through and see those options. When you click on something, you just click Done. It'll add it into your project. Here's same thing, click in between, click add new content. You can go to the VR field trip. This one's set up a little differently. You can do a search and press enter, and you can scroll and see a lot of options. And you can click on something, you can preview it first if you want to, and then click done to add it to your project. I want to show you those integrated questions. And here's what's really cool about integrated questions is that there are some already created for you. This is just like Edpuzzle. You don't have to create it from scratch, but you can if you want to. You're going to click Add Content, go over to Video very quickly, and it's going to pull up a library of choices. You can drill down to your Texas standards, choose social studies, choose your grade level, and do a search for the topic that interests you. Scroll through there, and when you find something you are interested in, you can click on it, and you can preview it. These little points right here are where the questions are embedded in. This is an open-ended question. You have two questions here, another open-ended. You can add activities in the middle of it somewhere, and you get to choose what type. And then you can build your question and save your content and put it in at a certain point. Again, just like you can do in Edpuzzle. The next thing I want to show you is the different sway options. Again, add new content, and you're going to come down to sway. And just like you saw with the Nearpod 3Ds, you can have some categories to choose from, and then you can see what options are available within those, and you can preview them if you want to, just like before. And again, these right here, when you see these stacked on each other, they are interactions, and you can move them from one to another like flashcards. And then you can add the sway in if you're interested in it. It'll pop into your presentation. Next, I want to show you how to insert drag and drop. Click Add New, Add Activity, go to drag and drop right there. And it pulls up this library of options. Again, you can build your own questions, or you can come over here and do a search. And you can look for your grade level, zero in with different keywords. If you like something, you can click it, preview it, and then you just save it to add it in. And the last thing I wanted to show you is the Flipgrid integration. You're going to add new, and you're going to go to activity this time, and you're going to come to Flipgrid. So what it needs from you is for you to open up your Flipgrid account. So you just open a new browser, get into that Flipgrid account. So I have my social studies topics. I want to add this new one in. So I've opened up the topic. I'm going to grab that URL, copy that, go back to my Nearpod, paste it into this first tab. And then I'm going to share it and copy that link, and then come back to Nearpod and paste it into the topic link. and I will just add that into my project. So those are just a few ways that you can add in this fabulous content. Clearly, Nearpod is the best choice for social studies integration. There are virtual field trips, simulations, students can interact with the content, they can engage in discussion. It is clearly the best resource, so vote for Nearpod today.